here in HGC Korea. It's going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen for our final map. We've seen it once today.
Which is known to be the favorite for BlossoM all the time. They have been picking this map ever since the team was formed, even back in Spring Mixtape. And then they got the org, got the sponsorship for BlossoM that changed in 2017. It was a favorite map, even with just bringing out Thrall when Thrall was not even the meta. And Ballistix is... Yeah, Ballistix chose the map, so they're willing to challenge into that a little bit more. This one's going to be less of a macro-oriented, still there are lots of macros on this map, but a lot easier to control. The one thing you do have to control is the early game. If you lose that early game, if you drop down the walls and the forts, it's really hard for you to actually turn in those gems. The early game is very important on this map.
We'll see if the teams really draft for that early game. I mean, doesn't get a much more early game than, who was it? I guess it was Sake on Karazim. He was going all early game, just going in every chance he got, 2 kills before 10 minutes. Like, okay, well, wow, this is about the most aggressive way to play. So we'll see if we do see a consistent, I guess, focus on Karazim. He's been a little bit more popular here today. Seems like that's kind of the way the meta is shifting. We already see that Malfurion ban, so focus on one support.
Genji or Phoenix? It is Genji. They're giving up Phoenix.
Yeah, with the Genji off the table, I guess you could go either Hanzo, but probably Phoenix. We've seen BlossoM kind of tend towards that, but no, it's the Karazim I was talking about.
Maybe they're putting priority on himself. I think he does deserve that as well. But having that off of Magi, I think, helps a lot, because that was what was boosting up the tempo of the teammates. So you often forget, but Karazim actually gives a speed boost to his teammates as well.
Go for like Karazim Urel, get double speed boost that you can put on people. Zooming around the map. It's like, we don't have a global, we can go really, really fast. Like, okay, well, maybe that makes up for it. See what the next 2 picks are for Ballistix. You know, we've seen a couple of teams today go for these Sergeant Hammer comps, just call it the Hammer meta, and it's like, okay, well, you know, it's a nice meme, but does it hold true? Are we going to see more of that for BlossoM? It looked great in Game 1, not so much in Game 2, and I think they need to take maybe a little bit of that pressure off of Modern. He's been doing very, very well, but seemed a little bit out of his league there in Game 2.
Karazim, you already have that first pick, but without the Real Sergeant Hammer, seems to get less value. In Game 2, they did have Irel, but was getting pinned down by that 7-sided. Look at Honkono's face. He's serious, man.
Focused.
What's the best pick? What are they thinking?
Which hero will make my fans cheer for me the loudest, so that I can show good games? Hey, there it is! Nice call, G-Clef.
It is actually very easy to gank, but with the solo ETC, it may just be a little too hard for himself to survive.
Maev.
I don't think it's going to be all-in wombo combo in that cage. It is for it to have that zone and to pressure into the target to provide some isolation.
If you're going super all-in, you go for something like, I guess Stukov as support, but Karazim's already chosen, so it won't be that all-in Maev comp. Still, you know, very, very good as far as it goes towards DPS, but now we're heading into you know, the next ban phase, and we'll get a chance to see if Ballistix want to really react to that Maev pick and eliminate some possibilities for that combo, or if they're going to just take away strong picks that they don't want BlossoM to have.
I actually like how Korean teams, where they actually fit Maev in right now. They don't just go first pick Maev all the time and build a comp based on her. They put it in the middle, make sure they have some possibility, not putting everything in that wombo combo, but make sure they have the balance and can catch up with the macro as well. So I think she's in a decent place, especially for Korean teams right now.
Tracer ban has been pretty popular today, so taking that off the field, Jaina off as well. So now we get a chance to see what Ballistix want to do to flesh out their comp. I guess they've got, I guess, pretty solid picks so far. They still haven't chosen their support. Could be the Decker that we've been seeing, but
just the Sergeant Hammer should still be okay. You can, with the Unstoppable, you can break through the tether. And they do have Irel already, so on to what Hooligan actually wants to do as a tank against Muradin. Garrosh not too bad with Irel, actually provides lots of peel for the, and again another exit route with Garrosh.
Yeah, I guess you're right. So that could be the pick. What else would they be wanting to go for here?
Tracer is banned.
Yeah, they don't have they have a lot of directions they could go. So it's a little bit hard to lock them down into just one. It will be Johanna and Uther. Okay, so they are still going to go Uther, and this does still allow them the opportunity to go Hammer last, right?
Oh yes, I think that's the reason why they picked Uther. Just in case. Because it is, I guess it's possible for BlossoM to steal away that hammer, but less likely with Maiev in this case.
Yeah, that I don't know if that would really fit their comps super well.
So Johanna, just to buy some time, wave clear is so important on this map, and they do have Phoenix as well, so they've got that controlled already. We don't really know that they haven't really seen any DPS choices, and they were concerned about that, so banned Jaina for the burst damage. And Johanna against any DPS can just self-cleanse pretty easily with Iron Skin. That's why they're saving up their last pick, Hanzo and Blaze.
All right, wow, a really solid way to finish this off, and that does leave the hammer up if Ballistix want to pick it. It is their last pick, so they'll have to make it count. It seems like they've kind of crafted their draft into a Sergeant Hammer. While we make jokes about that being the meta, it certainly seems to be the way that things are going pretty consistently.
Final DPS choice. Sergeant Hammer is open. It may be a little bit too much focus onto Siege and sustained damage when they actually need the burst. BFG, of course, that's available along with Planet Cracker or even Salvo. Okay, but they're against a Blaze bunker, so they do have to think about the burst together against the bunker, some AoE.
Now, G-Clef, important question. Do we count Johanna as having a hammer? Because she does have hammers that circle around her.
Yeah, with the talent, yes.
Yeah. I think that counts as a hammer. What is Li Ming doing down there? That is definitely not the direction I thought they were going to go.
Maybe they're trying to point down onto one target kills. Without the Tracer, it may be a different game, and it may be a little bit hard. But against the Hanzo, not too bad. But seeing Muradin Blaze bunker, I think they just made their last second choice with their what can I really play with this mage? Can I play Gul'dan? Not really going to well pair up with Uther too much. I think Li Ming was the last second choice. That was very unexpected, and I don't think it was the best call, but we'll have to see. I think they can still pinpoint down, get those resets with critical mass, and look for a wipe like that. But in order to make that happen, it is going to be very tough against what BlossoM has. They have Muradin. With the Avatar, I don't think you can really look for too many kills. They have the bunker, escape, lots of utility for dashing out Karazim, Hanzo going over the wall, Maiev for Spirit, so there are lots of reasons against Li Ming, but Ballistix still having some reasons. We'll see about that in Game 3.
Excellent camera work as always by our cameraman to show us yet another zombie out here. Second time to visit the map for the day, but for BlossoM it could be their last map if they're not able to turn it around against Ballistix. And coming into this game, we talked about how Ballistix want to hang on to that top 3 spot. Ballistix or BlossoM are challenging for it. It seems like Ballistix have everything locked down. But can they close it out? BlossoM, they, I guess, have nothing left to lose. They know that they're down. Can they come back with this composition? It's much different than the ones we've seen before, and already a lot of fighting. Nice double tether in there. Magi down below half health. Warp out from SC, trying to stay safe, and Say that looked pretty good for BlossoM.
Ooh, SD!
Nice
Gets spammed
pick
and
on Li Ming.
going down. That's because the damage?
That's because the damage. Yes, G-Clef.
Accumulated damage from Merryday.
Yeah.
Karazim actually counters Li Ming very hard, similar to Tracer. And it's hard to hit those missiles onto Karazim because he just dashes in, moves quickly.
Yep, super mobile, so glad to see that being so effective right there. BlossoM with the first kill in under a minute, so that at least looks good for them. Blaze versus Jurel should not be the most exciting lane to watch, so hopefully we get a chance to see elsewhere on the map be just as exciting. I don't know. This is not going to be the most action-packed early game. Now that the lanes have sort of emptied and we're starting to see rotations around the map, Honkono finding the camp being taken at least gives the timing on that to BlossoM. Still poking out on Hooligan. Ooh, that's a lot of damage to take. So at least BlossoM are doing a good job on the rotations. Lane phase at least looks good, but for how long?
We'll see. They have the wave clear. I think they were really concerned about it. Meanwhile, they're doing a lot more Blaze, getting the extra soak. Clearing up the bottom a little bit. They've been trying to flank from the side. 4-7 can't really teleport in to do the damage with the Calamity.
Wow, nice escape there by Gondar. He does get back to the back, but SDE was in a little bit of a rough spot there as well. Merryday dashing back out to safety, using that Karazim mobility very well so far. Be able to deal with the Night Camp pretty easily. Not too concerned.
So far, I'm focusing on to SDE, how he can manage to play Li Ming. He will be harassed by Merryday. Amount of output that Merryday can actually put out to a single character. Even before 16, look at that.
Oh my God,
because he knows that he's going to win the trade all the time if he goes into Li Ming. He's just aggressive like that. He can dash away with the help of his teammate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I guess we keep going back to watching Blaze lanes. That is probably not going to be very impactful for the time being. But just picking up gems and looking for turn-ins. I think what both teams are trying to just get every little bit as they can right now. Moving up to Honkono, pretty separated from the rest of his team, but also very tanky on Johanna.
Meanwhile, Phoenix actually did quite a lot of damage at the bottom as well with Irel pushing. The turret's down, I saw the wall going down as well. That's pretty early. Let's say into Spider Queen 3 minutes. For the tether, gets Moggy. And focus, and Uther does heal himself, but
boom goes the dynamite. There it is. Wow, nice pick on the Uther. And BlossoM do it again. So this looks, I guess, kind of oddly like the last game's comp from Ballistix. They're getting these picks. The blow-ups are good, and BlossoM really making, I guess, making use of their high damage kind of blow-up team.
Yes, damage kills, as proven by G-Clef.
That's right.
From Karazim,
G-Clef
I meant
2018.
Karazim.
Imagine damage-killing heroes in 2018. Lull. I mean, that's what. It's a simple analysis.
Are you referring to another game? No, modern does get a turn in. SDC is consistently just getting harassed. But they're trying to turn it. Gondar already has
huge escapes by Gondar. Modern's gonna go down there. So finally, Ballistix are able to fire back, but we'll see if BlossoM can do anything themselves. I mean, Phoenix is dead, so at least right now it is a 4v4.
Continuing with Hanzo dead. Honkono, he's not going to. He can soak all day. Unless he get massively shot. A focus fire from every member of Ballistix. Even if that happens, I think Honkono will still survive, so he knows that he can harass all the time.
Yeah, he's not too worried right now, even if he's tanking a couple members. Does only have a couple of gems, so he's not the one looking to turn in. Blaze with 23, so that would be enough of a turn in if he wants to go for it, but he's going to find the angle, and he's not going to get it while he's outnumbered 1v2.
We'll see. Trying to stack a little. And watch top as Hooligan low on mana, but
oh, I think they're going to go for it.
Iron Skin just at the right time. Let's have Unstoppable on it, so Hooligan's all good. but he wanted to turn his own gems in. So far, BlossoM is actually controlling pretty well with the rotational work from early kills as well.
I just want to watch BlossoM because they've done a great job picking targets, choosing members that are vulnerable. Let's see if they can find another one. Magi, ooh, was almost there. He's gotten picked off once before. BlossoM, you can feel like they're getting a little bit antsy, right? Lots of rotations happening, but no kills coming their way. And they are starting to stack these gems up, looking for the next big turn-in. Wiz, 31 gems on him. 24 there for Hooligan. Some high numbers being accumulated.
But Ballistix, even though they're not really getting theirs turned in too well, Phoenix actually did quite a lot of damage to the bottom lane. And they are forced to go back because BlossoM, they have a lot of pressure like Maiev, can come out from anywhere. And if you get stuck in that small choke point, you are likely to be dead very soon. So they go all in together without the Phoenix.
Trying to set up opportunities to make these turn-ins possible. Wiz on the channel, denied.
Hooligan gets still. Pops that Iron. Getting a little bit too quick. But we'll manage to escape now. Phoenix joins the fight. This is a 5v4. BlossoM on a retreat.
Yeah, able to escape there, but Gondar looking for a turn-in, and he gets it. Wow, really kind of crazy to see how both teams are looking for opportunities not only to set up turn-ins of their own, but to deny it from their opponents. And in the end, BlossoM get it.
But post 10, I think Ballistix has a lot of chance to save great jukes. Save their allies with the shield. And even Johanna can initiate teamfight with the Blessed Shield. I think it's SD who has high pressure on his hand not to be harassed too much. Make sure he lends all his skill shots onto a single target, grabbing that kill.
Well, G-Clef, you were talking about how important the early game is. It looked a little shaky for Ballistix. So if BlossoM can use this early turn-in, get these Weavers out there and take down early forts, maybe that can be the snowball they need to give them a big advantage going forward. Miss on the Dragon Arrow there, doesn't catch out SC. He would have died almost guaranteed if that did land, but even still, BlossoM are looking for those picks.
Another Haymaker. Because we could already see from plays of Honkono that it's going to be, even after 10, it is going to be pretty hard for them to catch the Muradin. Cast of Curse may kick in anytime, but they don't have anything like the 7-sided for themselves.
Right, so it's not as volatile a composition, I guess is what you're trying to say. Gondar not going to get a chance to turn in right there, but he is going to be able to deal a little bit of damage. Honkono going to toss out.
We have to pressure in Hanzo, the backline of BlossoM, because Gondar, they have the Maiev to look at the range. If to be out of that range, there's this disc. Trying to catch. No D-shield for Phoenix.
And here we go. Committal onto SC. He's going to warp out. Jonga down below half HP. So, and it does look like Phoenix will be the first target. A takedown for BlossoM. And a big pick that will allow more turn-ins. And they have 77 gems. So potentially even 40 on Wiz. It's going to be a big turn-in that's going to give BlossoM potentially more web weavers.
Back to back. And that was a great zoning arrow. That was just enough to zone him out to connect with the rest of the damage. If he was stunned, he was going to die regardless.
Really well played here by BlossoM. They've got the level advantage for a brief moment, and more importantly, the objective advantage has been there. They've been able to push through. Haven't taken down a fort just yet, but maybe this round Web Weavers will give them that opportunity. And you can see Honkono always positioned off to the side, just looking for any opportunity.
For Ballistix, even though this is a second set of Web Weavers, not too behind in this game. We don't really see a crazy level lead by BlossoM. Honkono does miss his Stone Bolt onto Phoenix.
Honkono's pretty low right now. He's going to get
shield
stunned out.
No Avatar.
Yep, no Avatar. His untimely demise is found there, and with a nice salvo to push BlossoM back and keep them a little bit honest. That is going to stop them from pushing. So I guess this was not exactly as strong a turn-in as they were looking for. Still no keeps going down.
That
Or
was greed
fourth.
from Onkano. Even though they had the Web Weavers pushing in, he knew he was pretty low. Even if he got the Stone Bolt, I think it was going to be pretty hard to catch Phoenix. Little greedy move by himself when the rest of the team was actually quite far away from the team.
And even Merryday getting a little bit greedy there too, trying to get that last hit on the Fort bottom lane. But, or I guess in the mid. Or sometimes middle looks like bottom. I don't know.
But Merryday is back. That's all that matters.
Indeed he is. Yeah, he's safe and sound.
Nirel gets the turn in as long as they escape. Kono jumps in.
Yeah,
Targeting.
Oh yeah, this is
got the D shield. They have Uther.
very
survive.
nice.
That's
Moggy,
nice.
another
Finally an arrow.
restun. That's the arrow they're looking for. 1 dead, 2 to fall, and now this is just not going to be a great spot.
But they want to turn it around. They have
Ballistix
some
to
damage
be
from
in.
Leeming.
Bunker, perfect denial there, and that is just really solid play by BlossoM.
Uther trying to save himself with the D shield. That small choke point, you can't really do too much. So Ballistix, even with 2 members dead, they're trying to make these Web Weavers worth the while. But if they lose more members, that's going to be crazy. Happy news for BlossoM because they can defend this one, and I think they were close to having another turn in right after.
SC with the warp out. The Web Weavers getting cleaned up here. Last one's going to get taken out. So BlossoM hold against the wave, and even though they were able to get a couple of picks right there, the game is just so even. Even that keep Fort up in the mid lane still up. Hasn't been able to get taken out. Oh man, Wiz forced to drop a very temporary bunker. He is almost certainly going to go down. Yep, there he is. Jungha pretty low, but he's going to be able to ult to heal back up and stay alive even longer. Hooligan getting back up there in the front line. A nice 4-man salvo going to be fired off, but
they have enough for a turn in.
Yep.
And so BlossoM does need to delay. Scatter not really catching too many.
Yep, but it does stop the turn in for at least a moment. Honkono's still pretty low. He's got 20 gems, so he doesn't want to die here. I guess he never wants to die there, but the point would be that it would be a big deal. They're still trying to prevent turn-ins.
Death 1v1. Blaze just came back, so they bought a good amount of time. The stop SD from turning in. Gondar Spirit out and
oh
great
my
arrow to pair up.
Huge combos there, BlossoM. Have they found a great way to engage onto Ballistix? Karazim with 1 kill. Can they find more? Honkono over the wall. Swing and there's the D shield, but still more and more kills coming BlossoM's way. 3 down, and even though Moggy just barely survives, he and Jungha aren't going to be able to do anything to stop BlossoM.
Maiev just getting all the aggro to himself, and that actually baited Ballistix to stay together for that insta-burst of CC. With the damage, they just stove in together. And Jungha almost died, and the Instaman of course helped him survive. But that does connect them to the boss, and look at that. Having Karazim and Blaze make sure they don't get a secret turn-in, and BlossoM does have Hanzo. That means boss is gone in seconds.
Indeed it is. There it goes, and BlossoM, as long as they can disengage here without taking any casualties, and they do, this is just a straight-up win. They now have a solid level advantage. They're getting bosses, objectives, turn-ins. Is this too much? I really do. If you look at the game right now, BlossoM seem like they're the better team on this map.
Doesn't really perfectly line up with the boss and the way we were together on the top. But still, this will be pretty late game summon, so they want to get a keep. That's their goal.
Yeah, all 3 outer forts taken down, and now with the boss pushing through the top. All 5 members, both teams grouped up here. This should be a very impactful fight. The turn-in as well coming down just at the right time. This is a big, bad push for BlossoM. Can Ballistix deal with it?
Even if Moggy wants to, here goes. Jungha diving in as Hooligan. That's Gondar. Not really connecting anyone.
Yeah, Jungha and Hooligan up in the front line like they are supposed to be. Got to be careful there. Honkono jumps back out, so he'll stay back, heal up. But
they want to go for the core. They're looking for kills. Wiz dive in, but canceled by the Condemn.
Oh, look at that damage on Jungha. He's forced to jump out, or back out. Hooligan back out with him. This time he's actually jumping in with that Avenging Wrath, but might be a little bit too vulnerable. Pops the ult, but he doesn't actually heal up that much. Here
shield.
comes the salvo.
5-man salvo, and Mon is very low, but gets the kill on
Oh
the
no,
They
BlossoM! I think they might have overextended.
To sacrifice himself.
Gondar gets popped way back in the back, but it's a sacrifice to allow the rest of his team to get out alive.
But a win, but a huge win for BlossoM. They get 2 keeps.
That's actually maybe a little bit more than they wanted, but the Web Weavers coming in at specifically that time, oh, just so perfect. Can't say enough about how BlossoM is playing. Not only these objectives, and I mean, you were talking about how maybe it can snowball if you get that early lead, but BlossoM specifically are just doing it so well. Now, did they get a little bit greedy here, trying to go for this
They
camp?
have 5 men, yes. So
modern.
They can take it away from their hands. Jungha diving deep. Onkano Haymaker just to keep his ally alive.
Modern gets back. They don't get the camp, so at least that gives a nice pickup for Ballistix, but they've got a lot of ground to make up a 2-level disadvantage.
2-level, but with these Web Weavers, they will very likely
They'll make up a lot of that.
They will make up a lot because all the forts are still standing for BlossoM, so they can catch up to 19 very soon. As long as they hit 20 around the same time, I think Ballistix still has a chance. Oh, getting Jungha.
Yeah, Jungha.
Focus fired.
Not too worried about that. Does escape, but want to see whether or not Hooligan going in is going to be a good thing or a bad one. There it is. Haymaker backwards. Hooligan gets blown up. And even though Gondar is going to take a little bit of damage, and there is a little bit of damage from the salvo, it's going to be a huge re-engage here. A bunker coming up, and just an immaculate play by BlossoM.
No reset for SDAD. Shield is wasted. Bunker saves Gondar. So, not get a kill, and Li Ming goes down instead.
Gondar survives with slivers, and just the most unfair fight for Ballistix. Jungha should go down here. Merryday will chase him out of here. Eventually, he will get taken out. That's a wipe for BlossoM.
What an incredible, except for that Haymaker that actually saved Jungha, I think, out of that 7-sided.
Right.
It didn't connect every single shot. So this way we were actually gone. Of course, the game's already over with this push with 20. But that was an incredible team fight. And I think what Ballistix, they were in a rush that they have to get, okay, we have to bring down all the forts. We can do it, but it was too rushed. They didn't really know Honkona was at that moment. BlossoM, they will take 1 game off of Ballistix, and we will have a series. That's not 3-0 finally. The war is going down. They have the bunker. They have all the tools. All 5 heroes. 7-sided onto me. Once again, but the war is going down. This
is going to be a win for BlossoM. So aside from that tragedy that was Ballistix versus Tempest last week, which did result in a 3-1, we are going to have our second time only this phase. We'll have a win and not a 3-0. So
it happens to be BlossoM playing in that series twice in a row.
No, I got to give it to BlossoM. They definitely deserve this. Played straight up better, executed their composition better. And this actually looked a lot like last game in reverse with BlossoM coming out on top.
I do think that last pick Li Ming was very painful in this map because oftentimes you have a gigantic wave and those waves actually stop your skill shot damage so much. So look at the numbers on Li Ming. I do want to focus. Not too bad, but not too great. Li Ming should be picking up more kills. So that didn't really connect because of the bunker, because of all the things, all the saving tools that BlossoM actually had. So that didn't really come true for Ballistix. What they were aiming for never really came true in any of the team fights.
I mean, to be fair, SD did have the most kills on his team. He was still trying to live up to his role. But when really you're the only person doing that, he had a couple of fights where he almost, but just didn't quite get the reset that he would have needed to maybe snowball those a little bit. SE just wasn't enough there.